42 Alan Shaw Avenue.
Straight into recess. They're waiting. Are you the mother? Do you want to come through? No. I can't go in there. Okay. Follow me.
Yeah, I've left Emily with Mrs. Bentley. All you have to do is pick her up. Oh, Kim, come on. I don't have time for this. Can you just pick her up, please? Excuse me. I'm looking for Mrs. Sheila Murphy. Her baby's sick. Do you know where she is?
Eva, it's D.I. Manson. Do you know where Sergeant Murphy lives? Could you meet me there as soon as possible, please?
I'm Dr. Sampson, the medical registrar on call. I understand that you came in the ambulance with Niamh, so you'll be aware she was very ill. We tried to revive her breathing and her heartbeat, used all the methods we could, and she hasn't responded. I'm sorry to tell you, Niamh has died. If you have any questions, you can ask me. As I said, I'm Dr. Sampson, and I'm here all night. We did everything we could.
But she died.
Yes. Niamh died.
Sarge, is she okay? Tell me she's okay. What's happening? Sarge, will you just tell me, please? Excuse me. Niamh Murphy, can you tell me what happened to her?
Are you a relative?
No, I'm a friend. I was babysitting.
I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to say.
She died, didn't she?
I'm sorry.
We'll leave you on your own.
Mum loves you, darling. Cameron? What are you doing here?
I was babysitting.
Oh, you better come in.
DC sharp, PC tape.
Cameron was here when it happened.
Yeah, no.
My daughter was asleep on that sofa, and I thought I heard a noise outside, so I went out to check it.
What was it?
It was nothing, a cat, I don't know. When I came back in, I went upstairs to check on Niamh again, and I realised she wasn't breathing.
What position was she in?
She was lengthways in the Moses basket.
On her back or front?
She was on her back because I touched her on her front, so she was on her back.
Could you feel a pulse?
I don't know. Well, I couldn't tell. I started CPR straight away.
Was that before or after you phoned the ambulance?
Well, that was after, because they were talking me through it on the phone. But listen, all this is on the emergency recording, if you listen to that.
I'm just trying to get the sequence of events straight, Cameron.
Thanks.
Sheila.
What are you doing?
Sheila.
Who authorised this?
Sheila, I am so sorry, but we need to treat this
Who
as a
reported
crime
us?
scene. You know we do. It was a dispatcher at first, then Cameron phoned it in from St Hughes.
It's a bit quick of him.
Sarge. He did the right thing.
Who is he to decide this is a sudden infant death?
He just told us what happened.
Who's in charge?
D.I. Manson.
Where is he?
Downstairs taking a statement. Sheila!
I'd like to sit in if I may, Gov.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Why not?
Because it might inhibit what Cameron feels he can say and what I feel I can ask.
Have you asked him about the heating? It was hot when I came home, unusually hot. Why was that, Cameron?
It's Sheila, isn't it? I'll get the chance to go over what you can tell us in a few minutes. But right now I need to finish up with Cameron. Okay?
Come on. Hey, you know this is how it works.
She's my daughter, Eva.
I know.
I should be allowed to hear what happened. I mean, I've every right to hear what happened.
Of course.
And the only reason not to is if there's something to hide.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. Oi! What? You think that's funny?
Hey, leave it at me, yeah?
I'm here when you're ready.
Whatever. Didn't think so.
Has she been offered food or shown any other signs of being unwell?
No.
What's Neve's normal sleeping position?
I make sure she sleeps on her back, like you're supposed to.
Well, I think that's it for now.
Do you have somewhere to stay tonight? It's best you're not on your own and have some more people around you.
And the scene has to be preserved.
Could you...
Hey, funny man. You shouldn't laugh at me, that's bad manners.
Sierra Oscar 2-1.
Go ahead.
Did you say the old mill?
Yes.
Oh, we're there now. We'll have a look around.
Report of you, seen on site, making a disturbance.
Anything?
No.
That's CID. What are you doing?
Get back here! Come here!
You all right?
Fine. Stand still.
So you're on your own? Is there anyone with you? I'll take him to the car. I'll have a poke around.
Come on.
Where was that?
Where he hid it. What's your name, son?
Tyrone.
What were you doing with this, Tyrone? Where'd you get it?
It's only a replica.
Well, that says maybe. It looks to me as though it's been converted.
Look, I don't want no trouble.
Well, then tell us where you got it from.
I thought something bad might happen.
Bad like what?
That's why I took it. Honest.
Something bad might happen where, Tyrone? What are you talking about?
Sorry about your news.
Condolences.
Thank you. What's she doing now?
Where would you stay at home if it was a crime scene? I wouldn't.
Just cut it out, Perry.
You want some more? Come on!
Cut it out.
Get out of my way! Come on! I said no.
Just calm down. Let us do it. You're old enough to know better.
I ain't finished with you, son. Not by a long chalk.
You're all right. Not your day, is it?
I'll live. Are you Steve Markham?
He bit me. Look at that. He bit me.
Are you Steve Markham?
Is that your stepson Tyrone in the back of the car?
Yeah? Why?
We've just found him with a replica handgun.
He said he got it from this house. Is that true? I'm afraid we're going to have to arrest you, Mr. Markham.
I want to talk to Eva Sharp.
Sheila, what are you doing here? Look, I'm so sorry.
Is Cameron here?
I told him to stay at home.
Do you have a statement? I'd like to see it.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know if he's done it or if I can see it.
If he's done it. And look, whether you can see it or not is between you and Cameron. Sarge, I was really sorry to... Steve.
Can we speak on our own?
If you've got anything to say in here, you can say it in front of me and the DI.
That gun is the same as the other one.
What other?
That armed robbery. DS Nixon and me were working it. They use the converted replicas to hold up a bookmakers.
I don't mean the same gun. The same type. From the same bloke. It's a sample.
Excuse us a minute. What's he talking about?
He's a regular source, Cuff. He gave us some info on 2 armed robberies. One we stopped, the other we didn't. And both times they used these replicas. So we asked him what he could find out.
So he's saying he had that weapon because he got it for you, for us.
Same gun, same supplier. That's the only feedback we've had.
And it's not feedback, is it? Uniform found it on his kid.
I'm sorry about what happened to you, love. That was an accident.
Would you please answer the question, Mr. Dooley? What was the fight about?
He thinks he's marrying my daughter.
Steve Markham, the man you assaulted.
He won't let me speak to her. He thinks I'm going to talk her out of it.
You assaulted him?
He insulted me.
And you insulted him?
You racially abused him.
He's black. That's a statement of fact.
He says you bit him on the shoulder.
You know what? I don't remember. The red mist come down, you do what you do.
He showed us the teeth marks.
What right has he got to tell me I can't see my grandchildren, my daughter? He's a thorn in my side, that man. You ask any of them upstairs. Woods, Carver, Lyons, they all know me, George Dooley. I never hit a man who didn't give me calls, never.
So why didn't you bring this into us?
I have my hands full. I'm getting married and there's been a bit of trouble.
What trouble?
Family. My father-in-law. He was living in Spain, but he's come back to stop the wedding.
Why?
Because I'm black.
Is that what this fight was all about then?
Yes.
Will you prosecute?
All I want is for me and Tien to be left to get on with it and for him to stay the hell away.
All we want to know is where this comes from.
He's called Spike. I don't know his real name. He drives to Black Foxhole. I've got his mobile number in my wallet.
No, not good enough, mate. We need a price, we need a place, who you got his name from. Takes a lot more than a mobile number to sell that story.
I'm not bothered about the knock I took. I've had worse. And anyway, he's apologised.
Well, Steve won't prosecute if Dooley agrees to stay away from him, so let him know, eh?
Sure.
Sad, isn't it? Being so old and so angry.
I always say your sympathy on him. He's an old villain. When you mentioned Jim, I remembered who Dooley was. Cut a bloke's finger off once. Stopped him giving evidence. Pleased to be back.
Well, it beats sitting in an empty flat.
Guess who we got down in custody? George Dooley.
George Dooley? No. I thought he'd gone to the Costa del Scampi.
He asked after you. You and Tosh.
Oh, that makes me feel old. What's he in for?
Battering his prospective son-in-law.
How many did it take to bring him in?
2.
He must be slipping. Do you think he'll be charged?
Even if he is, he won't go to distance.
Never could get anything to stick on him.
Yeah, well, he's back. And we've nicked him.
George Dooley.
Right. Steve told the interviewing officer that he won't prosecute so long as you leave him and his family alone.
It ain't for him to dictate.
It is if you don't want to end up in court.
And it ain't his family. Not yet it ain't.
Come on out. You're being bailed pending further inquiries.
Yeah.
I've got a list of calls made from that mobile, Gov. There's one of the numbers that he's called repeatedly.
Zonix Engineering. What do we know about him?
Nothing, Gov. Not yet.
Well, this isn't telling us very much, is it?
They've got exactly the right kind of equipment for machining out the barrels and chambers of these replicas.
So they're half the industrial units in East London.
This one was called by a mobile number from our source, Gov.
How long have you and DS Nixon been working on this?
3, maybe 4 months. Not top priority.
Well, top priority or not, you've not got much to show for it, have you?
Move off! When Tina tells me to.
She's already said she doesn't want to talk to you.
No, you don't want to.
I thought you two would have had enough of this.
I ain't hit anybody yet.
You're not welcome.
He's pushing me.
Look, just go inside, please.
Get him away from my door.
Go inside, please, and leave it to us.
I just want to give her these things. It's stuff from Spain. It's presents for the kids.
Yeah, but if she don't want to take them...
I ain't leaving.
Look, if we get him to take them in, will you then go?
If she tells me to.
All right, you back off. Go on.
Come on, Mr. Dooley.
He said he'd go if you take this stuff in and his daughter asks him to leave.
No.
Give it to me.
Tina, no.
Then he'll go.
Tina?
Dooley!
Can't talk to you, Dad.
What, because of him? He's nothing.
Go away, Dad.
You know what she said. Now go!
In. Now. Mary.
Tina!
Leave it, Mr. Dooley. Come on, let's go.
Are there any faces here? Any vehicles? Anything that connects with what you already know?
We could take a look inside.
On what basis? We never get a warrant. I hope you and DS Nixon haven't been too complacent with this Steve fella. Maybe we should be asking the CPS about our chances of convicting Steve Markham for possession, instead of wasting our time.
George?
Hello, Jim. I've got a question for you. Is Steve Markham a grass?
Nice to see you too after all this time.
You know who I'm talking about.
No. And if I did, I couldn't deny or confirm a single thing, you know that.
If a man gets tugged for gun possession and walks out again spotless, he's got to be a grass.
What's eating you, George?
My daughter wants to marry a Schwarzer.
You want counselling, you do, not a policeman.
Don't trust him, you hear me? He's up to his neck in it. He knocks my Tina about, and if he ever touches those
Am
kids...
I hearing this right? Is George Dooley giving me information about a crime?
I'm telling you, the man's a snake.
We're not here to settle your grievances, George.
Suit yourself, but don't say I never told you.
Peter Jim Carver, Community Safety Unit, Sun Hill. Can I come in?
Steve said that was sorted. It was a mistake.
Some mistake. A 12-year-old boy with a handgun.
It was a replica.
Converted to fire live ammunition.
He didn't have no ammunition, though, did he?
He had the gun.
It won't happen again.
Does Tyrone get on with his stepdad?
What's that got to do with it?
Well, alarm bells go off in my head where there's children in a house who can get their hands on a gun.
They get on fine.
And you?
What about me?
You and Steve?
We're getting married.
Well, plenty of people get married and they've still got problems.
Someone said something.
In the Community Safety Unit, it's our job, as the name says, to deal with anything to do with community safety. Domestic violence included.
Mary, go next door.
But Mum...
Mary, go now! It's my dad, ain't it?
If it's true and you want to do something about it, doesn't matter how I know.
Get out.
Steve doesn't even need to know I've been here.
Out now!
You Tyrone? I've just been chatting to your mum. I'm Jim. I'm a copper. We were chatting about her and your stepdad.
They're getting married.
Yeah, I know.
Tyrone!
He's wrong about Grandad.
Tyrone!
Sarge?
I need to know where Des is hiding.
I wish I knew.
He came back because of Neve.
Well, yeah, I know that, but I don't know where he is now.
Is he crazy enough to try to get to her?
Look, Sarge, you can't possibly think he had anything to do with what happened.
I don't know what to think anymore.
Look, Sarge, he's not like that. Des might have done wrong, but he's not evil. You can't blame Des. You can't blame yourself. You can't blame anyone.
I spoke to a dyed-in-the-wall villain today. A real face from years back called George Dooley. He used to rob banks.
Why?
He told me he thinks that Steve Markham is working for us as a source.
Oh, well, I don't discuss sources, Jim.
Yeah, I know that, Gov, but hypothetically, if he was working for us, George reckons he's a wrong-un. He reckons Markham batters his partner, and he implied he's up to more than that.
I'm listening.
Well, nothing specific, but George said he was up to his neck in it. Those are his words.
That it?
Yes, Gov.
Okay, well, you've told me. I've listened. Thanks. Jim, if there's a CSU angle on this, you keep me posted, yeah?
Yes, Gov.
OK, these are the armed robbers we got for the bookmakers. Vehicles, addresses and associates. This is the same information that's cropped up around the converted replicas, Devon Williams included.
Not connected.
They are by Steve, and he's given us information about both.
So far, uncorroborated.
My point, Gov, is that there's a lot of work here from me and DS Nixon, and now all it needs is something concrete in the middle.
What if Steve is pulling your chain?
Sorry?
What if Steve is the connection? Participating, not observing.
Well, why would he give the mobile number of his supplier?
If that's what it is.
Is this about the father-in-law? I saw him talking to Jim earlier.
Informants who are at it are a nightmare.
With all due respect, Gov, I see no reason to assume that Steve is at it.
Well, you're wrong, Eva. That's exactly what we must assume. At all times.
Hello?
Hello? Police?
He's unconscious. Hello? Can you hear me?
Sierra Oscar 171.
Could be a head injury.
Go ahead, 171.
Ambulance required at flat 4.
What do you want?
Attacks on the elderly and vulnerable are part of my brief.
Funny.
Do you know who did it?
I know who arranged it.
Who?
My future son-in-law.
What makes you so sure?
Because that's how it goes. He's got to protect himself and those he works for.
And who's that?
He's a crack dealer. A dirty, stinking, low-life crack dealer.
Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because then it was between him and me. Now he's got his crew involved.
So what makes you so sure he deals crack?
I make it my business to know what my family's exposed to.
Let's say you're right. Why does that get you beaten up?
Because I spoke to you, didn't I? That's what happens to grasses. They get done.
What made your problem with that story? He didn't tell you anything significant.
No, not the first time, no, but now that he's had a bang on the head, his tongue's a bit looser. He reckons that Steve Markham's a crack dealer.
How was Markham supposed to know Dooley spoke to you?
I don't know.
Maybe his daughter told him.
Possibly, but I think she wants this conflict to be over. I can't see her stirring things up.
What do you make of Dooley's motives, then, coming to you?
Dooley's a racist. He's out to get his future son-in-law, maybe even stop him marrying his daughter. And revenge comes into this now after the beating. It's not pretty, but it makes sense.
Maybe it's worth having a look at Steve.
Me having a look at him?
You and me.
Gov, I spoke with the lab about that gun we recovered. First glance says it could have been converted by the same people as from the bookmaker's robbery.
OK. Well, I'm going to go and do some research on this. Anything urgent, get me on the mobile.
I'll come with Gov.
That's all right. I'm taking Jim.
But Jim sees you.
So he's part of my team, and I'll deploy him as I see fit. You can stay here and join the dots on your IMAP. The tenancy's in Steve's name. If he's dealing, he won't be doing it from here. Go with him on foot. I'll pick you up in the car if you need me to.
Come in. I told you to stay at home.
Being at home was doing my head in.
What's happened to your face?
I fell down some stairs.
You can't work looking like that.
I thought I could catch up on some paperwork, if that's okay.
That's fine. I've read your statement, Cameron. And you're not to blame.
It's not how Sergeant Murphy sees it.
Did she talk to you today?
No.
She came in earlier and asked to see your statement. I said it was up to you.
No.
Gov?
Yeah.
Target's met up with someone. He's sitting in a black Vauxhall on the far side of the car park. Looks like some sort of transaction. The driver's an IC1. He's just taking a bag from the booth.
OK, I'm on the road by the car park exit.
Target 1 and the black Vauxhall are on the move, Gov. Target 1 has a bag with him.
The index number is Romeo 1 line of 3, Mike, Charlie, Yankee.
Okay. I'll take the vehicle. You stick with target 1. Keep me posted.
John Mansum, Sierra Oscar, registered keeper of vehicle, index number Romeo 193, Mike Charlie Yankee, is Barry Porter. Registered address 19 Gosport Lane.
Is he known to us?
No, nothing showing.
Okay, received, over.
You all right?
No.
What happened to your face?
Don't know.
You must know. Cameron.
I went on a bender. I vaguely remember an argument in a pub. Sergeant Murphy blames me. I know she does. How do I face her?
You have to, because she needs you to.
I don't think so.
Sergeant Murphy asked to see your statement. She wants to know.
That's different from wanting to talk to me, isn't it?
No, it isn't. You were the last person to see Niamh alive. Of course she wants to talk to you.
To the house, come.
Is target 1 taking the bag home?
Yeah.
Then I want to raid that address in Zonex Engineering.
Yeah.
If I'm right, I've got the factory where they're converting the handguns.
All right, where you lot going?
Back up for Jim Carver on a drug search.
Oh, is that with the DI, yeah?
Oh no, he's on something different.
What?
He's searching an engineering works. You have a warrant to search your flat?
What? For drugs? You've got to be kidding me. Does your governor know you're doing this?
Oh, yes.
Excuse me, darling.
Sweetheart. Go next door for me, will you, love? Thank you. Cheers.
If anyone finds a blue carrier bag, keep it, it's relevant.
You haven't got any idea, have you? You haven't got a clue.
What's this?
I don't know. I haven't seen it before.
It was hidden under your bath.
Yeah, right. In a pig's eye it was.
So what's that?
I didn't come out of my bathroom.
Crack, mate. Bagged and ready to sell. First a handgun. Now this.
I already explained to your DI about the gun.
Very good. Now you can explain the drugs to us.
They're not mine.
Jim, got a minute?
Interview suspended. 14.
We've arrested Barry Porter, the guy in the black Vauxhall. The bag he had with him in the car had 4 Magnum replicas in it. Looks like they were converted for live ammo. Probably 38s.
Let's go.
Interview with suspect Steve Markham recommencing at 14:16. Officers present: DC Thatcher, PC Carver.
What can you tell me about Barry Porter? He was arrested half an hour ago.
Never heard of him.
What were you doing at 1:45 today?
Shopping.
Where?
Local supermarket.
Did you meet anybody? Did you meet Barry Porter?
No comment.
Did you meet a man in a black Vauxhall Calibra?
No comment.
Let me tell you something. We've got Porter and we've got you, and whichever of you decides to explain what your business was together, that's the one with a head start. Think about that.
4 Magnums, sir. Air cartridge replicas. All been converted to take live rounds.
Well done.
Plus, we think we've got the machine shop where the conversions were done. The man we nicked was the owner of the premises, so with any luck, we've shut down the whole source of supply for these weapons.
Very well done. Who put it together?
Jim Carver, mainly. He got a tip-off. We got lucky.
There's one for the Home Office and the War on Gun Crime. What I don't get is, who was buying what?
Maybe it wasn't a trade, you know, an exchange.
If Steve Markham's a crack dealer and Barry Porter is an armourer, how come we found crack at Markham's and guns at Porter's?
See what you mean.
If it was an exchange, it should be the other way around. Guns at Markham's and crack at Porter's, surely.
True.
So where are my kids? Where are they?
Oh, Tina, they're fine.
Where are they?
With a neighbour, the regular sitter. Steve asked us to sort it out, so we did.
Where's the phone?
There's one outside.
I'm not moving till I know my kids are all right. Janice, have you got Tyrone and Mary? Who? I did not ask my dad to pick up. Janice! I said never let anyone else pick up. Not ever!
Tina!
What have you done?
Steve, it's George a danger to the children. He's taking them off the sitter.
Where's Tina?
She knows. Now answer the question.
He's a nonce.
A paedophile?
You can't let me out.
How do you know?
He did it to Tina. He did it to his own daughter. Now let me out!
It's Tina here.
She took off before I got here.
And the kids?
The granddad's got Mary, Tyrone's in the front room. Tina was apparently screaming something at him before she left.
I heard your mum had a go at you. Where's she gone? Does she know where your granddad is? When we spoke earlier, you said Steve was wrong about him. Now, what did you mean? I've known your granddad a long time, ever since your mum was a kid. Now, you think he's all right, don't you? What's that? Have you talked to him? It's all right, Tyrone. I don't mind if you've seen him. I'm just trying to help.
Came round once when Mum was at.
Who was home?
Just me.
What'd you talk about?
School. Round there. Mary.
What got said about Mary?
What she likes.
Did he come round a lot when your mum and Steve weren't home?
I guess.
Was Mary ever in?
No.
When was the last time he came round?
This morning. Mum went out with Mary after he left the presents. Came round then.
Did you tell him about the gun and Steve getting arrested? Which rooms did he go in?
All over.
Did he use the bathroom when he was here?
Yeah.
How did you know I was here?
I asked Patrick.
What do you want?
You asked to see a copy of this? It's my statement.
came here to be alone.
You shot me! You bloody shot me, you slag!
Put the gun down.
Stay out of this!
Put the gun down.
Oh. You've done it now, girl. Boy, are you stupid!
Shut up!
Come on, Tina. Seriously, 595.
Go ahead, 595.
Give me Mary, Tina. Let me take her somewhere safe.
What's happened to you, Tina? You were beautiful when you were young.
Shut up!
Give me Mary.
Mummy!
Send her out. Look, she's scared, and I'm here. I'm 3 steps away.
It's all right, baby.
Say bye-bye to Mummy, Mary.
You come with me, yeah?
Say bye-bye to Mummy, because Mummy's going away. Ain't you, Mummy? You and your black boyfriend, you're both going away.
I hate you.
You loved me once.
I hate you now.
Tina, put the gun down, please.
You tell her, Jim. She's going away. You can't go around shooting people and getting away with it.
Listen, Tina. Mary's safe. You've done what you've had to do, so please.
Mary's safe. You're going inside.
Shut up, George! Tina, Steve told me what your dad did to you when you were little. Look, no matter what he did, you can't undo it like this.
What lies have you been saying?
I haven't told lies.
Tina, listen to me, and we'll listen to you.
You're nuts. Who's going to believe that?
Shut up!
What disgusting filth is inside your
Tina!
head? You're sick, you are!
Don't listen to him. Listen to me.
Sick!
Take it again.
Did you read it?
Yes.
Do you believe me?
Yes. But it doesn't change the fact that you were there.
But if she'd have cried or coughed, if there was any sign...
Nothing you can say changes what happened. You were there. I wasn't. So don't come to me looking for comfort. I don't have it to give.
I chased after that man for a lot of years. I never would have thought he was a paedophile.
The job would be a lot easier if it was stamped on the forehead, Jim.
What's the betting this goes in the papers as a victory in the war on guns? And not a backward glance for someone who's dead.
Look, no one's gonna cry for that man.
What about his daughter? And what about her kids? It don't have to be like this.
Eva, get over it. Just put it down and walk away.
Look, this was my case. Mine and D.S. Nixon's. No one was dead before the D.I. stepped in.
The kids are all right. He didn't touch them.
What about Tina?
She's not hurt.
What then?
When you met with Barry Porter, you were buying another gun, weren't you? For Tina. Well, if that was for protection from her dad, it worked. She shot him. He's dead.
See you later. What are you doing?
I need some company. Anyone want a drink?
Oh, no, you look like you've had enough, Cameron. You need to go home. Cameron.
Let's go.
Okay, you need to go home, yeah? And I'm taking you. Come on. Oh, come on.
You know, I'm pretty sure I got some tequila in here somewhere.
Ow!
No! Not the babies.
Just...
Oh!
Where's Emily?
Killjoy. At her mum's.
Is she staying over?
Oh, what's it to you?
Because, Cameron, you are in no fit state to look after yourself, let alone anybody else.
Yes, Gary, she's staying at her mum's.
Good, okay. Let's get these off you.
Oh, I thought you'd never ask, PCO.
Please, lift up.
Oh. Yeah. Your turn.
Don't, Cameron.
Don't what?
You're drunk, okay? You wouldn't be doing this if you weren't.
Doing what?
Flirting with me.
Okay, so I'm drunk. What's your excuse?
Oh,
Carrie, sit down. Sit down. There's something I want to tell you. I have wanted you from the moment I saw you.
That is such a crap lie.
It's not a crap lie, that's the truth.
And you were butt naked in your window.
Butt naked and completely sober.
Next time on The Bill.
Sheila, what are you doing here?
There's a difference between fighting your corner and being insubordinate. You're getting the balance wrong, DC Sharp.
Are you saying I molested you or something?
I want to talk to you.
We thought you were dead.
I want you to come away with me. Me, you and the baby.